Have you ever felt trapped by a job, a relationship, or a habit you can't shake? The weight presses down, days blur, and hope feels distant. This isn't a new feeling. It's as old as the story of the Israelites in Egypt. They were slaves, their lives not their own, their dreams faded. Every day was hard labor, every night exhaustion. They cried out, but the sky seemed silent. Captivity defined them, physically and spiritually. Their identity was shaped by struggle and limitation. But the story of Exodus begins not with a hero, but with a desperate cry. In their helplessness, God heard them. He had not forgotten. God meets us in our stuck places, hears our silent prayers, and sees our hidden tears. Feeling trapped isn't the end. It's often where God begins to work. The Israelites' pain was real, but their story was about to change. A new chapter was coming, written by the hand of a faithful God. God's rescue plan started in the wilderness, not a palace. Moses, once a prince, now a forgotten shepherd, saw a bush burning but not consumed. From the flames, God called his name. God had seen his people's suffering and chose Moses to lead them out. Moses was terrified, an exile, a stutterer, unqualified. He listed his doubts. Who am I? What if they don't believe me? I can't speak well. But God didn't need a perfect hero. He needed a willing heart. God's answer, I will be with you. It wasn't about Moses' strength, but God's presence. Our fears and inadequacies don't disqualify us. They make space for God's power. Moses' honesty about his fear made him relatable. God values obedience over perfection. He asks us to trust, not to be strong on our own. Your doubts don't stop God's plan. They invite his strength. Like Moses, you can step forward even if you feel small. God's presence is enough. Moses returned to Egypt, facing Pharaoh with God's message, "Let my people go." Pharaoh refused, making life harder for the Israelites. Resistance is part of the journey. Old chains don't break easily. Plague after plague struck Egypt, water to blood, frogs, flies, each a sign of God's power. Yet Pharaoh's pride held firm. Hope rose and fell with each confrontation. The Israelites' frustration grew, freedom seemed close, then snatched away. Delays and setbacks can feel like defeat, but they're not signs of God's absence. Each struggle revealed God's strength and Pharaoh's weakness. When you face pushback, don't lose heart. God's plan unfolds even in resistance. The struggle means the story isn't over. Trust that God is still at work, even when progress is slow. The journey to freedom is rarely easy. Continued resistance doesn't mean defeat. It means God's victory is still coming. The final plague broke Pharaoh. He let the Israelites go. After centuries of slavery, they walked out of Egypt, free at last. But freedom's first steps led to a dead end. The Red Sea ahead, Pharaoh's army behind. Panic set in. The people wanted to turn back. Moses stood firm. "Do not be afraid. The Lord will fight for you." God's command, "Move forward." Moses obeyed, stretching his staff over the sea. The waters parted. A path of dry ground appeared. The Israelites crossed, walls of water on each side. When Pharaoh's army followed, the sea closed, ending their pursuit forever. Chains were broken, not by might, but by God's power. The impossible became possible. Their story of captivity ended in freedom. God made a way where there was none. The journey wasn't easy, but deliverance was real. On that day, hope was reborn. The Exodus isn't just ancient history, it's your story too. We all have our own Egypts, our own Red Seas. When trapped between a painful past and an impossible future, fear tempts us to turn back. But God's message remains, move forward. Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's taking the next step, trusting God will make a way. Your deliverance may look different, but God still sets people free. Trust requires shifting your focus from the size of your problem to the size of your God. The God who parted the sea still fights for you. Your story doesn't end in defeat. Keep moving forward in faith. A new beginning is possible. Your past doesn't define your future. Take the step. God will part the sea. Freedom and hope await on the other side.